Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan. If you are new here, I make content on how to better your life, manifestation. I talk about everything self-improvement. This video is for anyone who is stuck in a rut, who feels like they're in their lazy girl era, who has no self-discipline and no routine to their life. I want to help you get your life back on track, because I've been here also. I get stuck in ruts, I have bad mental health, and I'm a busy mum. Alright, I forget to stick to everything just as much as anybody else does. I also find the tasks very boring and mundane and makes me not want to do them. And obviously I don't know if any of you can relate to that, but like the daily tasks, I just think, do I have to do them? Is it really necessary? I found that I was procrastinating constantly recently and just being straight up lazy. I would say I'm resting and call it self-care, when in fact it wasn't. It was just me trying to avoid all the tasks that I needed to do. This made my mental health plummet, because every night I was sat thinking, well, I've just wasted another day doing nothing once again. With me, it felt like the same day repeating over and over again, and it just got to the point where I was like, I can't keep doing this anymore. So I had to sit down with myself and figure out what's going on, what needs to change, because you need to have self-awareness with this. I had no work-life balance, I had no routine, no morning routine, no evening routine, I had nothing. I was just getting up and being on autopilot. I had a big realization that that needs to change, because I deserve better than that, and so does everyone else. If you've came to the same conclusion that I have, that we need to ditch this mindset that we're in, you've came to the right place. These are all the tips that I have on how I exited my lazy girl era. Number 1, you need to create lists, right? And written plans for how you want your life to be. Also, how are you going to get that life? You need to write it all down. I'll write everything down I want to get done that day from start to finish. And if I don't get anything done, I don't beat myself over it, but I will go, okay, why was I avoiding that task? You need to go deeper to figure out what the root of the problem is. Being lazy could affect either just one area of your life, or it could affect all of them. I will give you an example on how to write a written plan if you're lazy with your finances. You would go through your income, your bills and debts. Then you would go through what have you been spending and where you could cut down on expenses. Then you would create a budget plan, and then what I would do is on the Sundays you would check your budget and you would check your expenses to make sure that you are on track with where you need to be. The second one is keeping phone usage to a minimum wherever possible. I know that isn't possible for everybody, and I also know how difficult it can be. I stopped using my phone first thing in the morning, and I prefer to journal and write my gratitude, my positive affirmation before touching my phone. I noticed when I use my phone first thing in the morning when I get up, it made me so unproductive, because I was aimlessly scrolling on TikTok and Instagram and didn't notice that 3 hours of the day had just disappeared because I'd just been constantly scrolling. I cut down on using my phone by putting my phone on Do Not Disturb first thing in the morning. I also put it on Do Not Disturb while I'm working, so I'm not distracted, because I've noticed that in myself, if I see one notification, I will then check it and I can't stop thinking about it until I check it. So to cut that out entirely, phone's on Do Not Disturb. Once that notification comes in, usually that leads me into the loop of checking every single social media platform, and then once again, before I know it, an hour or two has passed before I realise that where's my time gone? Oh yeah, I was scrolling again. One habit that I've picked up recently is going outside more. I feel like it's made such a big difference in my mental and physical health. It doesn't matter what time of the day I get out, as long as I'm getting outside. Some days I will go on a walk or take my daughter to the park. Other days I will just sit outside and work outside. Just getting out and getting a bit of fresh air has made me feel 10 times better, especially on days where my mental health is not doing its very best. You don't need to do anything extravagant as long as you are getting fresh air. I promise you'll notice a big difference in how you feel. Next thing, which is going to be controversial, ditch the victim mindset. I know for a fact that it's going to piss a few people off. You can't blame anything and everything or everyone on how you are as a person. You can change things about yourself. I understand that you could have bad circumstances, but you can overcome them, and your past and the things that people have put you through may have you feeling like it has control over your life. It doesn't, and you can heal from them issues and move past. You need to stop looking at excuses on holding you back. On this one, I'm speaking from a very personal standpoint. I would blame everything on anyone and anything. If you truly want to grow, this needs to change. To rest more, to ditch being a lazy girl, as well as the wake up early to be productive. I don't care what time you're going to bed or waking up. As long as you're having the right amount of rest that your body needs, I feel like we need to ditch the mindset of waking up early always making you productive. Some of us aren't morning people, and that's alright. I get everything done in the day that I need to get done, and I'm still able to live the lifestyle I want. And I get up at 10 a.m. and go to bed at 12 a.m. It's the same amount of sleep that normal people get, except I just wake up that bit later instead of going to bed at 9 p.m. I feel like waking up early is being pushed onto everyone, especially around that girl aesthetic and everything else all over TikTok and Pinterest. It's not necessary, and I feel like a lot of us go, oh, I slept in, you know, oh, okay, well, I've wasted half my day now, when it shouldn't be like that. You can be productive no matter what time of the day. Stop seeking external validation. Why in 2023 are we still giving a fuck about what people's opinions are? Your opinion is the only one that matters. We know what we want. We know what our goals are. We know what we desire and how we're going to get there. So why are we caring what other people think about what we want? You're the only validation that you'd need in your life. If you wanted to buy a house, for example, and that house was perfect for you, but somebody said that house of your dreams is completely ugly and everything else, and they don't like anything about it, would you listen to them? No, because it's your dream house. So why are we still listening to people's opinions on every other area of your life? If they want to hate, let them hate. As long as you feel like you're achieving at life, that is all that matters. If you think you look pretty, why are we still seeking other people's opinions on that? Trust yourself and how you feel. You need to choose between what is easy and what is hard. I was sat thinking one day and realised, yes, right now it's easier for me to sit and watch my show or scroll through social media, or I could get up and clean the house before I go to bed so that I can look after my future self and make my day easier tomorrow. Everything I do now is to look after my future self. Building self-discipline can be extremely difficult. How I've learned to look after my future self is to envision myself as a friend. I'll give you an example of this. If I knew my friend was having a really difficult day tomorrow and was extremely busy, I would do little things to make the day go smoother the night before, like cleaning the house for her, picking out her outfit. You need to choose between your hard and your easy, and I recommend always choosing the hard path. Sometimes that's not as easy. You just need to know what you need on that day. The last thing, romanticize your routines. I will talk you through my morning and night routine as an example. My night routine, I'll light my candles, I'll use all my favourite body products, my skincare, I'll wear my favourite pyjamas. I use my favourite pillow mists that make me feel relaxed. I really set the chilled and relaxed vibe for the night. In the morning, I'll drink my favourite drink. I will put on good music or a podcast that makes me feel in a positive mindset. This is so that I have that positive mindset from the minute I get out of bed. I get excited for my routines. This is so I want to do them, because if not, I'm going to go, well, that's boring, you know? Like, for example, if you're brushing your teeth with no music or saying, you're like, oh, I'm bored, right? Whereas if you put on a 2-minute song, you're just vibing for 2 minutes straight. I used to be terrible for not sticking to a morning or night routine until I started doing more exciting things in my everyday life instead of saving them for a certain day or an event. Why wait when you can just enjoy all those amazing things every single day? Even if it's the most mundane, boring life, you still have those little joys that bring you happiness. All of the tiny things you romanticize will make you feel more disciplined because of the fact you're actually enjoying yourself whilst doing it. For example, if somebody said to you, oh, why don't you go and read a book? And they pick you like a history book. when you're not even into history, you'd go, well, I don't want to do that. Whereas if you're into self-help books and somebody gave you one of your favourite books or a book that you've heard about, you would want to read that. That is the exciting things you need to do in your life. That's all the tips I have for you today. I know we have all been in this position, and that is okay, but we must be more self-aware and make a change, because you deserve to look after yourself and change your life for the better. Thank you so much for watching. If you like content like this, I hope you like and subscribe so that I can show you further content.